Bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Pennsylvania. It is a great honor for me to be here tonight with the love of my wife Karen, over here, and my 93-year-old mother from Florida, and some of our children. My oldest son, John, wanted to be here tonight, but he's a first-year cadet at the Citadel. And so I just want to say to you, John, proud of you, son. Thank you. I am a first-generation American. At the age of 7, my dad came to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, from the mountains of northern Italy, on a ship named Providence. How providential that one day his son would announce for president just down the road from the deep mines where his father, my grandfather, mined coal till he was 72 years old. When my grandfather died, I remembered as a kid kneeling at his casket and not being able to take my eyes off his thick, strong hands. Hands that dug his path in life and gave his family a chance at living the American dream. Working the mines may not have been the dream he ever dreamed. I never dared to ask him. But I think his answer would have been that America gave him more than he had ever hoped. America believed in him. That's why he believed in America. My grandfather, like millions of other immigrants, didn't come here for some government guarantee of income equality or government benefits to take care of his family. In 1923, there were no government benefits for immigrants except one: freedom. Under President Obama, the dream of freedom and opportunity has become a nightmare of dependency, with almost half of America receiving some sort of government assistance. It's no surprise fewer and fewer Americans are achieving their dreams, and more parents are concerned their children won't realize theirs. President Obama spent 4 years and borrowed $5 trillion, trying to convince you that he can make things better for you, to put your trust in him and the government to take care of every problem. The result? Massive debt, anemic growth, and millions more unemployed. The president's plan didn't work for America because that's not how America works. In America, we believe in freedom and the responsibility that comes with it to work hard to make the dream of reaching our God-given potential come true. We believe it because it still works. Even today, graduate from high school, work hard, and get married before you have children, and the chance you will ever be in poverty is just 2%. Yet, if you don't do these 3 things, you're 38 times more likely to end up in poverty. We understand many Americans don't succeed because the family that should be there to guide them.
Rick Santorum, Robert, giving us a little taste of his personal story more than necessarily Mitt Romney's story.
I think he starts off with a personal story that sounds a lot like Middle America.
Yep.
I think it is interesting, though, that his speech then goes quickly to a speech that really only talks to people inside this hall. I don't think that's a speech, quite frankly. If you're that undecided voter in Ohio and Virginia or in Colorado, I'm not sure Rick Santorum's speech is living where you're living right now. And I think it's interesting. This convention is still spending an awful lot of time talking to voters that if you believe them, they've got excited beyond belief and had them that way for a long time. And I think the convention shows it's not exactly the case at the moment.
So Republicans do believe, Robert, that this election is a referendum, not just on Barack Obama, but on government, the size of government and the role of government. And in our own poll that came out the other day, more people say that they'd like smaller government with fewer services rather than larger government with more services. So is he wrong, though, to go after government and say, you know what, most people in this country, they know that at the end of the day, they want to be able to have a government that works, but not one that spends beyond its means and goes over there.
I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But, I mean, I think when you set up the way that because of some government programs, people can't reach their dreams, because of the guarantee of Medicare and Social Security is somebody who's hoping to go to college not able to make it? I mean, I think that seems incongruent to people's lives. Look, President Obama wants only a government of the size that we absolutely need. Nobody wants to do too much. I remember 8 years ago in a famous speech that he gave in Boston talking about, we don't want people wasting money on welfare that we don't need or the Pentagon. There's a whole host of those strains. Again, I just think this is a very base-driven speech. It's just because the truth is there are a bunch of those independents in Ohio that understand that if the government can help lower the interest rate for a child that has the grades and the drive to go to college but can't afford it and their parents can't afford it, if the government can drive that interest rate down, that's actually a good thing. That helps them get ahead. It's not a government dependency that prevents them from living their dreams.
Robert, on your way out, we need you to sign in. This is our iPad guest book. You need to sign your name. You can either draw your home state, or you can also draw a picture about what this election means to you, and sign your name, and then we'll take a photo of you, and we're building a whole slideshow, but we're saving all that. While you're doing that,
yes, because
I have a question.
That seemed like a lot to do and still ask me a question.
Well, that's okay. Go ahead. You're very skilled.
No, go ahead. Ask me. I'm kidding.
I do want to ask you, upcoming in the program tonight is actually a former Democrat, a member of your party, Arthur Davis, who nominated Barack Obama last convention, and in about an hour he's going to speak here on behalf of Mitt Romney. And they say that is an example of lots of people that cast their 2008 ballot for the president but became disenchanted. How is your campaign working to turn some of those disenchanted people back?
Let's deal with it as two different.
You have to answer and sign.
Let's deal with it as two different things.
Okay.
I'm from Alabama. I think a lot of us saw Arthur Davis as a rising star in any political party. Arthur Davis didn't become disenchanted. He lost an election. And now he's looking for a party where he thinks he can win an election. This is a marriage of some political convenience. This is nothing to do with what he thinks and how he feels. Because I'm reminded when a Democratic congressman from northern Alabama switched parties in, I think, 2008 or 2009. Arthur Davis was the one in the Alabama delegation that put out the strongest press release against people like this. So I had, past tense, great respect for Congressman Davis. I think he's party shopping to try to get try to advance his career, quite honestly. Look, I think there are people, obviously, that wanted to see greater change and wanted to see faster change, that wanted to understand that we could do all of these things a little more quickly, a little quicker. And look, I think one of the things that we've all had to understand is great change takes a while, and it certainly takes a long time when you're dealing with the type of economic calamities that we've dealt with. I think took us a while to get to that point where we were losing 800,000 jobs a month, and it's going to take us a long time to get back to that point where we replace all of them. We've never been through that kind of economic disaster before, and I think it's up to us as a campaign and as a political party to continue to challenge voters out there about their hopes and dreams and bring them back to that place in 2008 that gave them a real and genuine sense that the best days in our country were still ahead. I know that's what the president still believes.
Robert Gibbs, Senior Obama Advisor, thank you very much for being here. We look forward to seeing you in Charlotte in just a few days. And
then we'll make him, when we're in Charlotte, we'll make him draw the map of North Carolina. That's next.